what she did was list all her accomplishments because he said, what are you doing for your constituents? So she was like, oh, well, let me show you. And so he went back and doubled down because he also, while you pointed out women, it was actually a lot of men who came at him as well in regards to his commentary. I'm just going to say this. Whenever we use certain terms, we already know the whole purpose of it is to silence our voices. And that's what he was trying to do silence. I won't even say silence our voices because that's an extreme. He was trying to moderate her voice. That's all. And it's not necessary to moderate her voice. Let her be her, just like everybody else who's elected for the very reasons that they're elected for. She's doing what she's supposed to do.
Okay, hold on, man. Hold on. So you almost had a case until you brought up Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene black or is she white?
Did he talk about her though?
No, you're saying yes. She comes up in the news a lot. She's a lightning rod, unless you know otherwise. You're saying that, he didn't police her, and then making that case about it being about black women. Like, if you just care about black people's shit, then why the fuck is he concerned about policing her? Necessarily. That's one. Number two,
is he just concerned about black people shit? Because isn't he in the politics?
I'm saying, right, if he's choosing to speak about one person, you're pointing out Marjorie Greene Taylor and can't point out a point that he did not speak about her, right? But you're kind of using that, and I'm saying that, like, it's different if he is saying that as a black... That's a perfect segue to my next point, right? Is it ever possible that if a guy, is saying, hey, I see danger for you. I don't think this is the right path for you. And hey, I'm saying there may be a different way, whatever. Is it possible it's like not based off of silencing her voice? Like, there's never a point where it's like, hey man, maybe, because what we're doing is we're reading his intentions. Now, I'm not really trying to cape for Stephen A. What I'm saying is that we're choosing to read it a certain type of way. And I think it's plausible that unless we can find specific speech that says otherwise, that he could have felt like, hey man, listen, girl, I think you're this, and this, but be careful because this motherfucker in office is vindictive. We see what the fuck he's doing over here. And I don't know whether or not big picture, this is going to be a good look for you if you want to be effective at the level that these Republicans are playing at right now. I don't understand how, like, y'all on one hand are saying these motherfuckers are out here wilding, right? Cool. But hey, sometimes some people are the kind of people who are like, hey man, let's go protect ourselves. And some people are fighters. That doesn't mean that they're trying to fuck you up or be against you. It just means they have a different approach to some shit. Y'all never consider that? That's not even a possibility at all?
It's a possibility.
It's the fact that he took it public. It's the fact that
he has a fucking show.
No,
but he could have called her straight up. If he was really concerned about her, he could have reached out to her. This was a show. He put on a show and he tried to use whatever was going on to her to make his show.
Exactly.
He did that.
Because he gets clicks and relevancy. If he was old school, like you said, old school Unc trying to give you game.
Pull you to the side.
Old school Unc would have called you on the phone or reached out to you and not did it publicly. That's not old school Unc style.
That's cap. That is cap.
Okay, you in the old school Unc.
We're in the content space, y'all. We're a bunch of fucking old school Uncs half of the fucking time giving our opinions about shit on this very fucking podcast.
That's because I don't have the
number. So how are we going to
Should you benefit from the advice you give?
I don't have their number.
Doing the exact same fucking thing.
Should you monetarily benefit from advice?
Come on, man.
Unsolicited advice. Should you monetarily benefit from it?
Y'all trying to spit it somewhere else. I'm saying he had commentary. Just like he's allowed to have on anything else, unless y'all could specifically point to some shit. Like, okay, y'all might disagree with whether or not the strategy. That's why I said what I said. But for y'all to sit there and talk about he was trying to silence black women's voices.
I didn't say he's trying to silence.
I said he was telling her to tone it down. And in using the term tone it down is historically used to moderate and tone and police. That's the term I use. Policing black women's voice. That's why I pulled back from silence to say he's not actually
you pulled back. But you did say it first, though, right? You said silence first, and then after you talked a little bit, then you're like,
I said it from the beginning. That was the first statement I made, was that he was policing black women's voice. Okay,
let me ask you a question.
I toned down the silence. Now I'm going to answer your question before you ask me this question.
Okay, go ahead.
To answer your question, when you say could have been him being this old school Unc and doing that, yeah, that's a plausible way he could have done it. But you know what happened? Did he tone down his tone when he was telling her? He was excited while he was talking. And as a matter of fact, when he talks on his shows, he's excited in general. Do anybody tell him to tone it down? When he's excited and expressing himself, anybody tell him to tone it down? No, because as a guy, as a man, he's actually, no, it's not, it's a rhetorical question.
It's a rhetorical question? Okay,
because I was going to answer it, because as a man, men are rarely told to tone it down, because when they show passion, when they show assertiveness, it's all viewed as yes. But when a woman does it, especially a black woman, it becomes, oh, she's doing too much. Oh, she needs to tone it down, particularly depending on the environment that they're in. So Hopefully that answered your question.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay. So you don't think that black men have to move around and tone police ourselves a lot of times for fear
Oh, no,
of
y'all do.
when we? No. That was rhetorical, ma'am. What I'm saying is that you act like it's specific to just black women from a black man's perspective. If that black man has had to pipe the fuck down when there was other authorities in the places, he understands having to sometimes pipe the fuck down to be strategic just to make it home. We talked about telling our fucking boys that shit. So what the fuck are we talking about?
Okay.
So there's a potential that, hey, you know what? We as black men know what it's like. Stephen A got fired before. He's not the Stephen A that we all know now. He's been through his own fucking journey before. So it's not like he hasn't been punished or penalized for being boisterous and all that other fucking shit. So it's possible that a person who's gone through certain things is like, hey, I don't know if this is going to necessarily work or mean well for you. I'm just pushing back on the need to frame a thing without enough consideration for the counterbalance. Because what we then do is act like anybody who speaks a certain type of way got to be on that type of time. So I'm trying to make space for the fact that there are older people who still have more traditional, like partially, like centrist Democrats who today would probably be like soft Republicans when you think about their core values. At the end of the day, there are black people who believe these things legitimately. And the funny thing is, if I remember correctly, when they were talking about Uncle Tom wasn't the Uncle Tom that y'all niggas be talking about for real, right? So I feel like when we apply these things to people, we don't consider that maybe they are just choosing to live a different experience. That's why I'm pushing back on.
Hey, I support it. And I even understand that he do know how to tone it down because he sure did tone it down when he was talking to Alexis. So yeah, he know how to tone it down. I support that.
That was such, what you want him to fight on the show? He wasn't even there in public. He said what he said.
Hey, I got it. Like I said, he do know how to tone it down when it comes to
y'all be using these false equivalences. These false equivalences don't serve y'all.
I agree with, listen, your take is definitely plausible. Yes, he could have been trying to just give her game, but sometimes the abuse can become the abuser. And there's times where if you come from old school hazing and stuff like that, you'll still do that to the next one because you went through it. So it may be twofold. In the way you see it, he could be giving her game and letting her know, hey, I'm showing you the way to avoid my mistakes. Or he could be like, no, this is what they did to me and I'm going to do it to you because this is how it goes. You got to go through the process. So I think that his way of doing it was the latter and he's hazing her the way he was hazed.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead, Devin, man.
Oh, and I do want to point out a bit of missandry. I just talked about this because Nick made a really good point. With men, especially black men, are told all the time to tone it down because whenever we are perceived to be doing too much or expressing ourselves, you know what we're called by our own women. By the point, we're called sassy or emotional. So that's another way of being told.
Black man in corporate America, come on, man.
That's another way of being told to tone it down. So this happens to us all the time. The misandry is like you don't even see that it's even happening. So it's a thing.